So I know you can see the red car behind me, but this episode is the white TR7. So welcome back. If it's the first time you're here, I'm just a keen amateur mechanic. This is a bit of a vlog about me and my garage. I'm not an expert. If that's what you're looking for, go and have a look elsewhere. If you want to help, please give me comments, advice. Don't forget to like, etc. So today, because I can only visit my parents infrequently to do the white car, I brought a whole bunch of stuff down with me, and we're going to go about just cleaning those up a bit, getting some paint on them, getting rid of the rust, and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what we do today. Okay, so when we took the engine out, didn't get quite as far as I'd hoped to, but I did bring some bits back down south with me. So we got the exhaust manifold. This is the bracket for the transmission. This is heat shield, and to return heat back to the engine. We've got the pulley. Fan goes on here, the alternator, the starter motor, and we're going to clean all of those up down here and repaint them and stuff like that. So we're going to start with these parts. We're going to bung them in an electrolysis bath, and once we've got that going, we'll take another look. Okay, so this is the bath set up. I'm sure people have seen and done this before, but anyone who hasn't, it's a fairly simple setup. It's just water with some sodium carbonate. That's the white stuff that you can see in there. Okay, you run battery charger. Doesn't matter really which way you do it, but negative to one side, positive to the other. So you can see I've got my negative coming in here, my positive going along there, and so on the positive I've got a post going in here and here, and you can see on those posts, hopefully you can see some bubbles rising up from it, so that shows me it's working. Okay, and then here on the negative I've got everything all tied up, connected up to it, so we've got electricity basically running through all of this. And in theory, and I have done it on some bits before, it starts to get rid of the rust. It takes a good 24 hours though, so we're going to just sort of leave it, and we'll come back to it. Right, so I've been just cleaning up a few nuts and bolts on the wire wheel. I see no point in showing that, but I've also been trying to get this pulley off. So I've been using a breaker bar with that in there to stop it turning, but I simply can't get any purchase on it. I just can't get it to come. So I'm going to put it through the wire wheel, clean it off here as much as I can around this, and then I'm going to give it some lubricating fluid, and we'll try again another day. There is something very nice about clean parts. So we've taken a wire wheel to this, we've done white spirit on the plastic. I wanted to take this off to get at these, because actually it looking nice on the outside, if the electrics are too rusty, isn't much good. But I don't have anything that I can get in here, so they look like they're, I don't know, 6 or 7 mil, but I haven't got anything that will fit in there. I have tried, so I can't get it apart to actually get at this to clean it properly, so I've taken a bit of sandpaper to it. That's the best I can do. and because of that I actually can't get any of these studs out either. So there are 3 of those around which I was going to take out to clean, but I can't. But I mean, even just with a wire wheel on this, it looks a lot nicer. But we'll have another go at getting it off. Although I'm not sure any lubricating oil will be any good on it now. Any point, really. Don't think lubrication is the issue. The issue is me getting enough of a hold on this to stop it twisting. I managed it before, so I ought to be able to do it. So anyway, we'll put this one to the side for now. If anyone can tell me how to test an alternator when it's off the car, I would be interested to know, because I don't. So we'll move on to, I don't know, maybe the starter motor now. And here we have one very grubby looking starter motor. So I'll start by taking the bolts out, cleaning those up, and then we'll go with a wire wheel to this slot again. Might actually take a bit of degreaser on it first, and we'll see what it looks like afterwards. So most of these parts have been cleaned up. You can see that comes out quite nicely. These are clips that are on here for a heat shield, and the heat shield is clearly riveted on, but not there. It's also quite rusty inside still, so I need to do something more with those. With this is cleaned up nicely. I need to take the solenoid off the starter motor to clean in there. I think this would look nicer if this bit and that bit were possibly painted black. You can actually see the words on there now though. So I might take that apart to paint it and stuff, at which point I'll clean. I mean, I'm going to have to take it apart to clean in between, but I might paint it as well. But I'm not going to do that today, and I'm not sure when I'll get back to this car, so I'm just going to put that to the side for now and do some work on this. And I'm looking at this and I'm wondering if I should have put it in the electrolysis bath to clean off. But I don't know really, you know, in terms of the gubbins in there, if it's good for it, because the problem I'm going to have is I'm not going to be able to clean it particularly in here. So anyway, we'll start and we'll see where we get to. I hope it shows on the video, but that's come out nice and shiny for the fan bit. I've cleaned up the back as best I can, so this is all okay. Down in there, if we can get it, which we can't, it's bits are clean and bits aren't. Oh, where's it there? So anyway, we got it relatively clean. So I think what we might do is we might just paint this bit, okay, then leave the pulley and leave this bit at the back. Or we might not paint any of it, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I haven't decided. But that's all cleaned up, and we'll probably stop for tonight now, because I've cleaned up what I can. The one bit I haven't done is I haven't finished off the starter motor. But maybe I could. Okay, so it's 3 days later, in fact, so it's been out a lot more than I had intended, but things have got in the way. So we're going to start taking them out and see what they look like. But you can see all the all the stuff that's come off that's in here. So we're going to take all of this out, tell you, it doesn't look too bad. We'll take it all out, we'll take a wire brush to it, and we'll have another look at it. So let's have a look at what these look like as we take them off. So this is the heat shield. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try something else. So this is just a exhaust holder. No, that's coming out really nicely. So maybe part of it is just how bad it was. So I'm going to clean these up as I'm doing. We'll come back and have a look afterwards what everything looks like. And then I think we'll be applying some converter. Okay, so these parts are cleaned off and they've actually come out pretty nice. So, you know, this is the for the engine support or engine mount. I can't remember if I've got this little cap back on the right way around. It might be the other, but whichever, it doesn't really matter. So I think I'm going to paint this up, paint this one up. Can't decide if I'll paint this or not. I think probably we will. We'll paint this. This is going to have to be replaced. Now here's something that's interesting. So this one over here is what I took off the red TR7, and this is the one I took off the white TR7, and this one came with this in it, like that, and then this on top, I think, and this one underneath, and it had this in as well, with a great big bolt through it, and I can't find those bits for the red TR7, so I need to have a look at it and see. But what I do need to do is that this is clearly bent there and here, so I'm going to straighten this out a bit best I can, just to try to get it more symmetrical again and fix that. This is the cover, and I had to go fixing this with my nephew here, but what I'd chosen to do was just too hard as a first go at welding for him. So I'm going to finish fixing this, and I guess I'm going to cover this in rust converter. It's very thin, so I don't know how long it's going to last, but I think if we cover it with rust converter, fix the holes, then it will come back on here, so that'll be okay. This, I need to replace this stud, so I'm going to have to get that out at some point. The others are okay, so I think with this what we might do is, it's still, it's been in there for 3 days, so that should be enough. It's still not great, so what we might, I think we'll apply rust converters to this as well, and then we're going to paint it with some VHT paint. VHT, is that what it's called? Oh no, the high temperature paint. So we'll cover it in that, I think. So I need to check my video for that one and see what came out, because I can't find the bits. I've got bits in different places and I haven't labelled it well enough clearly on the basis I can't find it, but that's what we're going to try now. So that's actually straightened out quite nicely. Which side was it? So I think it was this bit that was all bent in and popped out. So I straightened the side in my vise. I just put it in there and turned it and slowly straightened it out. Same with the bit that was flipped over. See that? It was bent over, and I just got it in there, caught it in there, straightened it out, and then a bit and then in the vise, and the top I just took to hammer to it once I'd got the other bit straight. So we've still got a slight bend here, but I don't know how I can get into that particularly. Might try on the corner actually on this vise, on this anvil. I could try on there and see if that does it. It's taken me a surprising amount of time to get this back on here. So I welded washers on here and here, fixed this one up. The holes have to be very precise, and these screws, or nuts, bolts rather, are not very long, and so it's very hard to get them started because you actually haven't got much room. Even the width of the washer makes it difficult. So, and I don't want to cross thread any of this. So I'm not going to do this up online or on camera. But what we're going to do now is we're going to get some rust converter on here. We're going to convert the whole lot, and then we're going to put high paint on it for high temperature. Yeah, you see, it's just turning now. So getting them on is, when it's on the engine, it's going to be tough. So, you know, when it's in the engine bay, it's going to be really tight squeeze. It's just turning again. I've found I actually had to put them on in order to get them to go. So this, you know, the manifold here is twisting slightly, and that makes all the difference. There we go. So there we are. So yeah, we're going to get some rust converter on these now to try to get rid of the rest of it, and the other bits I don't think we are. They're just going to get painted next, but we'll come back to that when we do it. Right, I'm going to try to get this stud out. This one here, which is broken. Now, I've never actually used a blowtorch before, or tried heating something up to do this, so it's a bit of an experience for me. So I went out and bought this one. So I think it's just to press that to light it. At least that's what I'm hoping it is. So it's turn it on. I don't particularly trust myself with this stuff. I'm terrified I'm going to burn myself. Let's see if that's done anything. So I don't know if this is actually hot enough, because I mean, I'm getting a tiny glow here, but not much else in terms of colour change. So I mean, this is just you know, maybe it's the wrong kind of mole grips or something, but I'm not getting anywhere. So right, shame. Okay, Right, well, the next thing we're going to try is yeah, see, I don't. I mean, it is warming, but oh, it's this bit hot back there. I'm going to try with this one. Okay, this is working for this. So this one will come out. Okay, that's good. We've got one out. Okay, this looks like it's a 7/16 NF20 thread. No, I just don't have enough thread on here to be able to get 2 knots on. So I have these things. I've never actually. I mean, these were about 30 years old or something, and I have 1 or 2 left, not many. And in theory, I think this goes in anti-clockwise, and it in theory catches on this and pulls that out, or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so what I'm going to try before I cut it all the way down, I'm going to just flatten this off. I'm then going to try to drill a hole into it and see if I can get any traction that way. Need to get something to sharpen these, or some new drill. So here's one which I'm sure is just too big. I'm not sure it's in particularly better condition. Oh, am I making this worse and worse? So that thing feels like I've got a hole all the way through it. So what does that mean, Henry? Okay, so the issue that I got here is that this hole I've made isn't quite centered, and so I don't know how to get the rest of it out. Apart from maybe just trying, if I can get it in there, then that might give me just about enough to get more of it out. Yeah, let's try that. Alright, we're going to see first if a good whack with the hammer will cause it to turn a bit. Now that has caused some turning. Not much. But I reckon, and I'm just worried I've damaged this now, but I'll be able to use a sealant or something on that, I don't know, but that has moved a very little bit, so that gives me hope. Well, that means I've got it moving now. I just got to get something in there to enable me to get it to turn. So let's look at this thing again. So this thing, when you're turning it left, hopefully it grips on. Right, I think I should stop and walk away from this, but I'm not going to. So what I'm hoping is I get more of the stud than I do of the Okay, so my drill bits are metric. This is not imperial. I do not know how far off that hole is from where it's meant to be. Please don't tell me I've picked the wrong one out. Looks right. So I seem to be getting it in up to there, which should be far enough for that to go in. Okay, that stud's gone in further. Of course I'm going to have to get it out again now. Okay, that feels like a success to me. As long as it's... should be some flexibility, one would think, in how close it has to be. I'm going to give you a close-up of that and let you tell me if you think I'm just too far off. It's as close as I can go. So it's not quite flat, I've got a little bit of bit lifted still, but it's best I can do, and we'll see if that, hopefully that will be okay. I'm now trying to decide if actually, on the basis these studs aren't really very expensive, it might be best to just get 3 rather than being cheap and only getting 2, and get new bolts for it as well. Although, what am I saying these are? 7/16? I might have the bolts already, but anyway, we'll have a look at that. Okay, so these parts have all been given a good lick of direct to rust metal paint. That's 2 coats they've got there, I might give them a 3rd, but they'll get plenty of time to cure now, so they're looking good. I'm about to give this, the exhaust and the exhaust manifold and the heat cover, some VHT paint. We'll come back and have a quick look after I've given it 1 coat. That's with a single coat on. I do like things when they look nice like that. Shame they get wrecked so quickly, but there we are. So that's got a coat on. We'll get 2 or 3 more on there and go from there. Nice, the last bit of painting on these is going on here. These are starter motor and solenoid and the fan pulley, and we've put on a coat of direct to rust. I think we'll then spray on above that in black, rather than have paintbrush marks, but I haven't decided yet. It's had one, we'll give it another. Those are those 3 pieces all painted up. So that's everything done. And you know, all looks pretty good. So I just need to I've ordered 3 studs, or I've put it on my list. I haven't ordered yet. But that will all go up together. It all looks very nice. Hopefully it will work. I just need to put that back together as well, and just put the bolts back in where they go so I don't forget. But we'll end the episode there, and in the next episode on this particular project I shall be back at my parents', and we shall be attempting to take the engine apart.